What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy ACG here, Afro Car Guy. Alright, in today's video, we're gonna be giving a little walk around slash quick talk of kind of what one of my other videos were about, building a Rocket Bunny Eclipse, but I'm gonna make this one more detailed for you guys since y'all voted and y'all twisted my arm. So let's get into it. Let's get out this gate real quick. 1 second. All right, let's start, I guess, in order of how I guess you should build a wide body car. A good place to start is suspension. When I first got the car, I was on BC coilovers in the process of going towards wide body, but I drive my car every day, so I don't really have time to be slammed out 24/7. I just ain't got the guts for all that. So shortly after purchasing the wide body kit, I went ahead and saved up for airlift. My management system is airlift. I think 3P, I want to say. It's not 3. Yes, so yes, airlift 3P. I did not opt for the height sensors. One second. Okay, so yeah, I didn't opt for the height sensors, and from what I be hearing, they say it's not really worth it. So the price tag on that was about $1,500. That came with the air tank, the brain for the air system, the cords, pretty much all the electrical stuff, if that makes sense. And then shortly after that, I purchased the air struts or the actual air suspension from D2. And I had Bucky down at Superstar Customs install everything. Took them about 2 days to do it. The price tag on that ran about $800 for the install, and the air struts themselves ran another $1,900, so like $1,900, yeah, about $1,900 pretty much. So now the car is bagged. I had my management system in, I had the air struts in, had it properly installed. So now I was able to look towards the wide body kit in a more comfortable area, knowing I can still drive something aggressive like that every day without it destroying the car itself. At this time, the kit has been sitting for almost 2 years, and I finally came across the chance to install it. A friend of mine named Ray down in Stone Mountain had a shop, and he gave me a decent price, and one thing led to another, and 2 months after that prior meetup, the kit was installed. The kit was $750 to reconfigure and another $750 to install. The real issue with the kit was obviously fitment. This car is not a 350Z, and the kit was made for a 350Z. So it took a lot of lining up, relining up, cutting, don't cut too much, drill a hole, okay, re-drill a hole, to finalize everything. And a lot of fiberglass work had to be done as well to make everything work in general, again, because this is not the car it was meant for. So they share similar body characteristics, but still two totally different cars. So anyways, from where it was telling me, the front two fenders were actually easier to install than the rear fenders. Yeah, that's surprising. So the fronts were much more straightforward as far as reconfiguring to fit this car rather than the rears. The rears, from halfway back, if you take the rear fender and you chop it in half, that rear section of the rear fender is almost completely customized, 100% refiberglassed to fit this car. Because prior to the redesign of it, the fender flares that would have fit on a 350Z would just been too wide for a car like this. And it just wouldn't have been realistic for me to run any type of wheel anytime soon, because I had to save up some massive 3-piece wheels to fit that that width of a wide body. So we had to resize it and mold it to fit a more reasonable size I can attain a lot quicker, which is why I'm on the 4 stars right now. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, which is why I went with 4 stars right now, because they make some pretty wide single block. They make some wide, affordable, real wheels, and that was my only option for right now. So eventually, I am gonna save it for some 3-piece wheels, maybe some Works or some Bradas, B-R-A-D-A. I think that's how you Bradas, I think. But eventually, I will save it for some 3-piece wheels. Just not at the moment, because I got a lot of other higher priority things going on at the moment. I'm trying to set myself up for. Okay, so we talked about the airlift. We talked about the suspension. We talked about the wide body kit. I know I've been saying this in my recent videos, but the wide body kit will be painted sometime before importing lines next year. This wide body kit will be painted, and I want to say I'm for sure pulling it to showcase next year. If I'm at a showcase next year, I'm not going. Boom, there I said it. Yeah, no, I want to. That's my goal this time. I know it was in the last year. That's one because I snuck in. They just let me roll it on by. I wasn't pulling in like 2-3 hours before the show started. I want to put that experience. No, I know it's not that deep for some people, but in me, I want to pull up to imported lines actually a part of the show. Cause why not? I put all this work into the car. And I wanted to show them like, hey, there's other things out there than just 350Zs or GT86s or the common cookie cutter cars. And that's no offense to anyone who has those type of cars. Don't get me wrong, but I just want to add a little more spice to the game. That's all I'm trying to do here. But so yeah, the kit should be painted with actual rivets in the wide body fender. No more the plastic. I'm gonna call them fender. I can't think of the name, guys. I'm probably gonna drop it down right here so you know what I'm talking about, but we're gonna fly past that. But yeah, it's gonna be actual rivets in the wide body kit. It's gonna be painted. Heck, I'm gonna try to have this chassis mount of wing by then too, if everything really works out. But yeah, that's about it. I know some people ask me what's my turning radius like. To be honest, it's I've never driven too many wide body cars, so I don't know what's the average like. But depending on the day, air suspension drives higher and lower depending on the temperature. So sometimes I may have my full lock depending on the temperature, and sometimes I can turn the wheel just a tad bit and I have to air up. So it just depends. But it's not that often. So most of the time I do have most of my turning radius on my side. But like I said, that all just depends on what the bags feel like doing and how low my car is driving at the time. So I think that'll just about do it for the wide body kit. Thinking, give me a second, guys. Yeah, I want to say it's gonna be about it. All right, so moving on from the wide body kit, we're gonna talk about wheels, my wheel setup. So prior to my current wheel setup, I was rocking some ESRs, SR08s, I want to say, and those are 18s by 9.5s all the way around, with like a plus 22 offset. Obviously, not something wide body standard, so I had to rock some pretty massive spacers with those just for the time being before I moved to my next setup. The ESRs ran about, when I first got them, probably about $750 altogether, which isn't bad considering, you know, those are some pretty nice wheels compared to their legitimate counterparts that are probably like $1,200 altogether. Don't quote me on that. But I know the wheels they try to imitate are the work Kiwamis or Kuwamis, something along the lines of that. So but yeah, for rep wheels, they held up very nicely, affordable, looked good, and then what they had to do was just be a nice looking wheel for the time being. So I ran those for about a year or some change. Obviously, once I got the wide body kit on, it was time to move on from them. So I sold those for about $600. And used that money towards the new wheels I got, were the 4-star F14s. The specs on those are, the fronts are 19s by 10, negative 16 or 19, I'll say. I know they're negatives. And in the rears, they're 19 by 12s plus 6. Surprisingly, but not surprisingly, I still gotta run spacers. The spacers up front are much smaller than 3-inch spacers I was running. They're like probably like no bigger than that little slivet right there in the center. Probably no bigger than that. They're really small. I don't want to say something y'all be like, oh no, that's not small at all. But they're much smaller spacers. Compared to the rears, nah, they're still pretty big. They're still pretty big. It's like still 3 inches back there. I lost like 1.5 inches, but I still got to run 3-inch spacers just to fill that gap in. So when it comes time to get 3-piece wheels, obviously we're going to eliminate the spacers completely. That's the goal. And dang, man, I can't wait till I get, woo, them dishes gonna be looking nice. Gonna be able to sit a baby in them things, man. Yeah, but that's gonna take some time, guys, because again, adulting, responsibilities, wheels are expensive. 3-piece wheels are very expensive, man. Like, in all honesty, if these wheels, I don't know if I said the price already, if these wheels are about $1,800 altogether, you could be looking at $1,800 just for one three-piece wheel, depending on what company you go with or whatever the case may be. So yeah, this stuff takes money, guys, and it's just patience. That's all. Because I'm a chunk guy. I do one big thing at a time. So it's all gonna happen. It's just a matter of time. All right. So that was the wheels. I also got them in white. I'm sure you guys noticed by now. They're all white. Gonna keep that theme going throughout the car, white and black. Things gonna be like a yin-yang type of deal going on with the car. Moving on from the wheels, we are going to go to exhaust setup. So my exhaust is pretty standard, if you ask me. It's not nothing extremely out of the blue, considering this car doesn't have a huge aftermarket. What's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't have a huge aftermarket background, so a lot of stuff you have to do. This car has to be custom made. The car, my specific spec came with a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder Myvec. That's supposed to be Mitsubishi versions of VTEC, I want to say. But yeah, it came with Myvec. 3 cats, 1 resonator, and 2 mufflers. So I deleted my resonator and I deleted my muffler, and I added 2 quad tips to the straight pipe tips, just as like a little dress up. I believe it does add to the sound though. It gives it more throatiness, a little more of a deeper tone. I don't know if you can hear that on camera, but yeah, it definitely adds to the sound. I'm not tuned, not yet, but that is the plan, to get it tuned down the line. But yeah, it's just a straight pipe from the cat's back. Moving on from exhaust, this video is getting pretty long, so I'm trying to speed it up because we're already at 15 minutes. If you guys do watch all this and enjoy it, that's awesome. But I do want to try to keep the videos a little tame. So moving on from exhaust, we have my carbon fiber hood. I got it from Auto City Imports. It's been about 2-3 years with the hood on. Hasn't discolored, haven't done nothing weird. If anything, it's just starting to do stuff weird. And not even discolorized. It's just the fiberglass seems to be lifting from the carbon fiber overlay. And you know, just simple rock chips here and there, but I'm able to fix most of that type of my stuff myself. It is paired with Aero Catch or Aero Latch hood latches, which are a pain to install if you have not installed them on an Eclipse before. It's the way our hood's sloped that the pins have to go through. It's just a bad mix because the hood is so curved instead of just being straight like a muscle car where it just pins straight down. So make sure you get those installed professionally. The hood is vented. There's no rain guards, no real issues. It's been about 2-3 years. Hopefully the car is going to be garage kept in the next couple months, but we'll see how that works out. Definitely adds to the look of the car, obviously. Yes, real carbon fiber. It's not wrapped. We'll move on from the hood. We are going to go to let's hit the interior. As far as the interior go, I have an NRG, and I just had the word in my head. I have an NRG Crickleys hub, dang, I think that's the word, with an Avenue Performance steering wheel. Installed it myself. one night after Import Alliance, bought it that day, installed it the next day, pulled back into Import Alliance with the quick release steering wheel, bada bing, bada boom. It was pretty easy for me to install. I'm pretty mechanically inclined, so it wasn't that difficult. I do love it. Obviously, I could pop it off, and I thought I was gonna pop it off. No, I can pop it off. Makes it easy to get in the car, yada yada, that type of stuff. I do have aftermarket radio, a 2-din. It is a Jensen. I picked this up from my uncle. He was no longer using it, so it was an easy cop considering my previous radio gave up on me. It wouldn't let me listen to any music without constantly turning on my Bluetooth, but nothing was connected to the Bluetooth. So it was just doing that every 3-4 seconds, super annoying. And woo, that will just about do it, guys. I'm looking around. I want to say that's about everything. The hood, my bad. The hood ran me about 800, probably another 200 to install, so it's about 1,000 right there. Quick steering wheel altogether looking about 350. The 2-din radio, you know, obviously you can find your own 2-din radio for your own pricing. But the new bezel you'll need is gonna be about $40-some. It's on Amazon. Exhaust, it was about $80 for the exhaust tips. Probably like $120 for resonator delete, $120 for the muffler delete, give or take where you go. Woo! Circling way back for those spacers, about 500, 400-500, depending on the spacer size you need, because it has to be custom made. They're billet aluminum, from what Ray tells me. And I want to say that's it, guys. I want to say that's it. I hope this video answers some questions and some more clarification. If not, please let me know. Beat me over the head, and I'll keep working on this to make it better for you guys. But for the most part, if you have any more questions outside of this, or just any questions in general, don't be scared. Hit me up on my YouTube channel or on my Instagram. Also, Afro_car_guy, ACG. I will be back out shows again. I know I've been kind of slacking on it, but it's all been for good reasons. And that'll be about it. Please continue to like, subscribe, share, and thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. And remember, hold that dream. Peace.